right, perfect. So welcome everybody. This is the MotoQuest webinar. This one is on Baja and beyond. So here in a minute, Phil's going to walk you guys through riding motorcycles in Baja, everything you need to know, whether you do it with MotoQuest on one of our guided tours or whether you do it on your own. We'll make our way through that, and then we'll do a little bit of the beyond section as well, highlighting some of the other places that MotoQuest travels. Just a couple of brief introductions here. My name is Dax. I wear a couple of different hats at MotoQuest, but primarily I am the facility manager here in Portland, and I'm also going to be the host of this webinar. We also have Phil here. Of course, he is the founder of MotoQuest, and he's going to be the main presenter through this webinar, walking you guys through Baja and beyond. And then we also have the general manager of MotoQuest here with us as well, Brendan Anders. He is going to be off screen, kind of in the background, making sure everything's running smoothly. And then he'll also be answering questions in the chat and things like that in the background there. So you got the three of us today. Just a couple of quick reminders, notifications for you guys before we get into the meat of this. I just wanted to mention to you guys briefly that if you are watching this on your phone, we recommend that you turn your phone sideways to bring it into landscape mode. It'll make viewing this much easier. So recommend you do that. If you guys have questions that pop up throughout the presentation, please submit them at the Q&A button that you see at the bottom of your screen. And Brendan will either answer those questions with a chat back to you, or he will kick the questions to me. And once enough of those questions pile up, I will interrupt Phil at some point and bring those questions to Phil so that he can answer them live throughout the presentation. But those are the two ways that we're going to be answering questions. So without further ado, I'll hand it off to you, Phil.
Thank you, Dax. And thank you, Brendan. And thank all of you for showing up and checking out this webinar. We're excited about this series, and we are we want to focus on Baja. We're in the heart of the winter. I am piping this into you live and direct from Girdwood, Alaska, and it is 1 degree outside. And nothing makes 1 degree feel better than a nice warm beach and a fresh fish taco. And so let's talk a little bit about MotoQuest history, talk about our program in Baja, and also if you don't have your passport, don't worry. We'll go around the world a little bit. And I do want to start with my favorite quote this year. Whether life is short or long, all we have is the present, and all that matters is what we do in it. So we're all adventurers. We all want to go out and see things. And so let's do that. And I had a dream back in 1998 to show people Alaska. So I started a company called Alaska Rider Tours. And that's the rat card right there. And we had just a few motorcycles and just a dream to go actually do camp tours around Alaska. And I was a sole proprietor, and I really didn't know what I was getting into, but it turned into a wonderful journey, and I got lucky enough to meet awesome people along the way that had the same vision and even a better vision to bring us even further into the future. And I'm very excited about what we're up to. So there's a good rat card there in that'll be 2002. That's a photo from 2002, and this is when I hosted Larry Grotzky from Rider Magazine, and he did a first article on Alaska Rider Tours, and that's the Alaska Range in the background. That's me with a younger man's face on, and that's Chad Akiko, and I hope you can see Justin there. He was driving support for us. And Larry said at the end of the article, he said it was the hardest working, best staffed tour company he had ever been with. And I was really proud of that. And we started gaining momentum after that article came out. These are the first two riders I ever had in 1998. That's Asako and Akiko from Japan. And Akiko told me back in Japan when I was teaching English there that if I started this motorcycle tour company, she'd be the first one to come. And she brought her friend Asako. And I got 3 used bikes, and those are Yamaha Viragos, 1982. And of course, Well, we had our trials and tribulations, but it was really, really fun trip. And we back then we would load our bikes on the back of the railroad car to Whittier, Alaska. Now there's a tunnel, and that was pretty cool. And then we started getting bigger bikes, and those are Suzuki DR 650s with a KLR in the background. You got a BMW in there as well. And just started little by little getting somewhere. There I was trying to nap on a KLR on my way to the Arctic Circle with one of the tours back in the day, and I fell off, and Clay Bastion caught me. Uh, and there's a picture from that very first article with Larry Grodzki, and that's the Alaska Range in the background, and that's a really good day on the Denali Highway. And that was our newest and best support vehicle. If anybody remembers that, it was a long time ago, Old Blue, and that's March, and that's a little bit too early to come to Alaska. You want to be there in June, July, and August, a little bit into September. And that is our original garage. That's in front of my cabin here in Girdwood, Alaska. $24 solution to a multi-thousand-dollar problem. How to garage your and maintain your motorcycle fleet. And I had a husky that would curl up there and bears would walk through, and it was pretty rustic back then. And I'd even rent right there underneath that tarp. And then you see where we're jumping today. Here's our Portland facility. That's Steve Daly there, and we've got a couple other our crew. And this is a good example of what you'll see when you come to Portland and rent one of our bikes, or this is the start of the Lewis and Clark adventure also. So we go into Montana and over to Astoria. It'll give you an idea of what you're seeing now. So it's a far cry. Hey, Dax. It's a far cry from, hey, Neil, uh, a tarp. But let's move on. Let's go to Baja. Let's think about Baja. How about Baja? Why not? You can do it on your own. You can do it with us. But what you got to do is go down there. Why not? It's warm, it's inviting, it's hospitable, it's got great food, great roads, great places to stay. And the first thing you want to do is let's get into the food here. Just a few food picks to get the juices going. There's fresh fish. There's all just nice delights to be waiting down there. No one complains about the food down there. It's hearty and natural. There's an interesting one. Guacamole pizza. Enjoy. And then, of course, maybe some beverages at the end of the day on ice waiting for you. And there's plenty of parking available down there. So we invite you to come down to Baja and either on your own or with us. And so you can come to our facility in Long Beach and rent and ride on your own. We have a full fleet of BMW GS motorcycles, and from year to year, we do change from one brand to another. But that's what we have right now in the stable, and we invite you to come down. And we have all of our bikes ready to go to Baja. They have the proper insurance. You can call Adam and the crew down there and do uh, a route consultation and learn about where, when, and how to Baja. You can literally ride from our location on the 405 to Tijuana in just over an hour, or you could take the back roads, which we prefer, go over to Cate Way and get into the Baja. This is our facility in Long Beach. This is where you'd come. You can fly into Long Beach Airport or do an LAX Uber. It's pretty easy to get to. And we have bikes ready to go. We'll go over the bikes with you. We'll outfit them with Pelican panniers, side panniers, and we will give you a top case if you want one as well. That should be plenty of travel stuff for you. Space for you for your stuff, and then you'll get on the road. And the next thing you know, you'll be headed down to Mexico. Try not to bring any weapons or ammo. And here's the crossing at Tecate. We prefer this one in that it's just a little less busy than Tijuana, to say the least. And you, everybody, a lot of people will ask that, isn't it dangerous in Mexico or whatever? No. And once you get into Mexico, you have to stop at the stop signs. You make your way out of town, and then you're on to open roads. And Baja is very welcoming. You'll find the people to be really friendly. It's actually no worries on the currency. You can use smaller denomination of U.S. bills down there, or you can get pesos if you'd like. There's lots of people traveling down there from California and other states, so they're used to tourists. And there's lots of open spaces, open roads, and welcoming digs. And there you go. You could come on down and make your own Baja happen uh, with your own, with one of our motorcycles, your time, and a little spirit of adventure. And we do offer guided tours down there. And this might be dated after a while since we're going to record this, but I will be leading a northbound uh, Best of Baja adventure starting February 12th in 2006. It ends on the 21st in Long Beach. So just fly down to Cabo. We have space available right now. But either way, if you go north or south, uh, it's a great, um, it's 8 days of riding, and you go the entire length of the Baja Peninsula. And you can either do the southbound stint and meet us in Long Beach. We like to stay right before we cross over to Tecate in Julian. It's a really nice, good riding area. It's beautiful and scenic. And then we'll cross over and go through the winelands and make our way down the Sea of Cortez and so forth. And we have a layover day. If you look at that letter D there, that's in San Ignacio. And we do 2 nights there, and we have a free day. And baked into the package is a whale watching situation. And this happens on the northbound as well. So when you're meet us in Cabo, for example, we'll stop there for 2 days on the way north and get out and see those critters floating around, being nice. And then the northbound will end in San Jose del Cabo, which is just 20 minutes from the airport, right on the beach. We have a resort picked out, and then we run it the other way too. We do a northbound, and you can fly into San Jose del Cabo, and we'll start heading north. Uh, and there are some beautiful spots along the way. Here's a good example of an orientation. Before we get on the road with everybody in Long Beach, I like to go over the things that we like to do, how we tour, etc. Safety is number one before we get on the road. It's always a good idea to get there a day before a tour starts so that you can get all the bike paperwork done so that we can just go riding the next day. And then before you know it, you're in Baja, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, this is a day ride out of San Ignacio. You get up to 5,000 feet and you get to overlook the desert. Here's a nice scenic view of riding along the Sea of Cortez. Um, Beautiful riding. There's some segments there that you're just you're pinching yourself that you're down there. And you get to see scenes like this, nice and relaxed. It seems like the timepiece starts to slow down there, and then you get into sort of desert time. Nice, brilliant stars at night, really good food, and you feel as safe as anywhere. There's not a lot of people, and the people you meet are friendly. And then we do like I said, a whale watching excursion on this particular one, and you get to see these beautiful animals come up to the boat. They'll come over and they want you to pet them. Here's a mother bringing her child over, introducing the humans. It's actually very spectacular. It's really, really hard to explain it. Something really neat, and then continue on. Great riding here and there. Desert. We do a day ride out of Laredo, which is nice. Go to San Javier. mission, and that was around 1699 when they got there and planted an olive tree, which is right around the corner there. You can see an old friend, and there's some history here. There's it's unbelievable. Well, you don't want to see that guy. It's unbelievable how people got around and did what they did back in 1699. And there is the road into that mission. There's nothing wrong with it. And our hotels are handpicked. They're nice, comfortable, and clean. And it's always nice to have palm trees around. I can tell you that if I opened up my window right now in Girdwood, Alaska, we would not be seeing that. And then we also offer a Northern Baja adventure. And this one happens generally in January. And this is a loop. This one goes in and out of uh, Signal Hill or Long Beach, our place there. And it comes back. It goes, one of the legs is along the Sea of Cortez, and the other leg is along the Pacific Ocean. So you get to do basically a loop. And we choose different roads when we're on the US side as well. Goes all the way down to Bahia de Los Angeles, and you have a 2 night stay there. But beautiful, it's just Baja, sunsets and margaritas. If you like margaritas, fish tacos, open roads, desert landscapes. The layover day, a lot of people will choose to go out on a boat and just cruise around in the Sea of Cortez and check it out. Sometimes you get to see a whale shark. Pretty fun. And then, of course, we have a support truck with a trailer. We pull extra motorcycles along with us just in case. And so we've got your back. You can bring your own bike as well. That's fine. We just want to make sure that everything runs nice. We've got the tools and capability and knowledge to fix any problems on the road. It's a nice sunset over the Sea of Cortez. Yeah, big old desert landscapes. Sea of Cortez again. The Northern Baja loop is it's predicated on shorter days and more like side trips and taking your time and smelling the roses. Whereas if you're doing the point to point from best of Baja, you're putting distance in the saddle every day, getting to the next place. It's our hotel in Tecate before we cross over, and then we're back in the States and over. And we also offer a backroads adventure where we'll take these bigger bikes and we'll knob up the tires, and you can choose to have your panniers on or not. We like to say not, and go out and do some back roads from point to point. And these are cool and challenging roads that will take you to the real Baja. And we start in Long Beach and make our way down to that very southern pin, which is Bahia de Los Angeles. Then we make our way back up and we stop at kind of cool off-roady destinations like Coyote Cowles and Mike's Sky Ranch. And so you get a flavor of the Baja 1000 because some of those places are along that. And just the feel of, just off-road and rugged Baja, rustic. And you get out to missions that nobody ever sees because they're off the grid. And so this one is really a far-reaching and challenging ride. And you get to see dirt roads like this. And if you like that kind of stuff, you're going to like this. Why not ride along the Pacific Ocean on the pegs while you're down there? So, and they have, of course, um, top of the line gasoline station stops, salt flats, and desert landscapes. Yeah. This is the road out to Mike's Sky Ranch. For those who have been out there, you recognize that iconic sign. And the water crossing right before you get there, that's always nice to wash off your bike before you go check in at the hotel, which is the most informal motorcycle check-in that I have ever seen. That's the lobby, and you basically ride in and ride out and park along the pool. Stakes at night and really beautiful stars in the sky, and you are on the Baja Trail. Can get a little sandy. That's why we use the knobby tires. That's our old support car, Jethro. I just missed the guy, so I thought I'd put him in there. We do offer a Baja Select as well, which is basically an abridged version of our best of Baja. It's a northbound. It happens in March. And what we did was we cut out the whale day and we just focused on the riding. And we wanted to be able to get you in and out of a tour kind of between the weekends. You end up on a Saturday, you leave on the next Sunday, so you're not missing out on work. And it starts down in Cabo, so you'll fly down to San Jose del Cabo, and then we'll start our migration. It's an all paved trip. It goes all the way back to Long Beach. This one we run in March, and you'll start down at our resort down in San Jose del Cabo, and then we just start picking out the best restaurants all the way up for lunch. Never disappointing to ride along the Sea of Cortez or sunsets on the Pacific Ocean. And then we offer one during the holidays. So just after Christmas, you can join us. And this one specifically does cater to custom groups. And I do want to say about custom groups in general, if you like one of these itineraries, but you have a group, call us up and block it out. And no problem. We'll make it your own. This one basically leaves from Long Beach and it goes down the one side, it goes down the Cortez side, comes back up the Pacific side, and it tops out or tops down in Laredo uh, on the Baja. And we do a 2 night stay down there. And you can enjoy a festive New Year's, and then you can do a day ride the next day out of there. There's that. You can ride out to San Javier Mission or just go down south. It's a really nice ride. Come back again. And then we start making our migration north. And we stay at Alfonsina's. For those who know, it's just a nice destination on the Sea of Cortez side. That's a ride out to Bahia de Los Angeles. And that is in Catavina. Just beautiful desert landscapes. Love it. This is in San Ignacio, and that's the mission there. It's just an oasis. And of course, they have top of the line gasoline stations from here to there. That's in Catavina. Yeah, nothing wrong with the Baja. These are these tours run from the off road, the back road adventure starts in October, and then our Baja season continues through March. So those winter months, if you're looking outside and you think you'd like to be a little bit warmer, well, guess what? We have an idea. Any questions so far piping through?
Hey, Phil. Yeah, we got a couple of good questions. First one was what, and you just touched on this. What are the ideal months to ride in Baja? What months are too hot? Are there any that are too cold?
Basically anywhere, from the end of October till the end of March is good. It doesn't get too hot. Uh, you can run into snow. Don't be surprised at altitude, even down, in the northern reaches of Baja. But we haven't really had that much trouble with that. Usually it sits around anywhere from 65 to 85 degrees. Um, and then we coincide our best of Baja trips with the whale watching because those whales are down there February and March, and they start making their way back up in March. So that's why we do it that time of year as well. But it's definitely not winter as we know it up north.
Sure. And then I got one more here asking about, border crossings and documentation. Do I need a passport for the border, or is my passport card enough?
Passport card should be enough. Now check my math, but I think that there is an arrangement between Mexico, the United States, and Canada on that. But make sure. We always tell everybody check out the State Department before you commit to this trip.
Hey, Phil, Brendan chiming in real quick. You can cross overland with a passport card. If you're on one of our one-way trips that are in or out of Cabo, the airport does look for a full passport booklet. So cards are good for overland travel. Full passport books required and recommended for flights. I have seen somebody board a flight with a passport card, but it's going to take extra time.
There you go. There
Perfect.
is a travel permit that you do need to get for a minimum amount of days down there. We walk you through that, and if you're going to rent from us, we'll walk you through that as well. It's not too involved. You can usually do it on the internet, but you can also do it at the border.
Perfect. And that's all we got for now. Thank you.
You bet. And then let's just take you around the world a little bit. As you know, we cut our teeth in Alaska. That's Dan Patino, one of our favorite guides, leading a tour out of Anchorage. Alaska has a lot to offer. I'm sure a lot of you have been up there, or up here, I should say. Really beautiful, open. June, July, and August. You can ride all the way to Prudhoe Bay. Make sure to bring a sticker and try to keep that bike clean. The Denali Highway is my favorite. This goes left and right or east and west along the Alaska Range. It's mostly dirt, beautiful open country. This is a shot from the Dalton Highway, which is on the way to Prudhoe Bay. And as you can see, road construction and rain can make it a little sloppy. It is a true adventure. That's why we call it an adventure. And anytime I have somebody on one of my tours that says, hey, this is kind of inconvenient, I have a dictionary and I look up adventure so that they can read it, the definition. And this is in the Brooks Range, just wide open country on the Dalton Highway, or the Hall Road is what they call it. And then you got to love the signs in Alaska. The usually are peppered with local adornment, I should say. And if you have a group and you feel like you want to do stuff off the beaten track, we know where to go. I just need custom groups to do that, and we need the right people that are into it and they can do it, because it can get a little rustic back in there on these mining roads. And then also we have all paved itineraries up there, and one of them, the Best of Alaska, stops in Talkeetna for 2 days, and you can do something like this and go with Talkeetna Air or K2 Aviation and land on Ruth Glacier right at the foot of the highest mountain on the continent. So Alaska's up there. Come on up if you get a chance. There's a couple ways to get up to Alaska. Of course, there's critters. Be careful. There's a couple ways to do it with us. You can actually rent and ride up or north or south between Portland or Los Angeles up to Anchorage. Or you can take one of our organized tours. We do a north to Alaska in May. And we also, and it goes all the way up the Alaska Highway to Anchorage. And then you can do one called the Cassiar that we do in September. And that takes the Cassiar south and it stops over in Stewart for 2 nights. And that's a beautiful ride as well. Either way, if you do the Cassiar, you get a chance to see bears in Hyder. You spend a day in Hyder. That's another picture from that's a Salmon Glacier just outside of Hyder, Alaska. And yeah, just gorgeous riding um, if you're into that kind of stuff. Out of Portland, you can do our Lewis and Clark trip. And if you like winding roads for 99 miles, this might be something that you like. Uh, it follows the trail of the Lewis and Clark Corps of Discovery expedition. We actually go up to Lemhi Pass, which is where the Corps of Discovery crossed over the Continental Divide. And as you can see, it hasn't changed much since they did it. Um, and it's just a wonderful travel and history, but also just kind of exploring the West. And we follow the Columbia River all the way to Fort Clatsop in Astoria. And I've been told that it's just a great ride standalone. And you add a little history and read up on it. It's a wonderful travel. Pacific Northwest is beautiful. We also have a couple rides out of Las Vegas. We do a Wonders of the West, and we also do uh, the American Southwest adventure out of there. This is, features Route 66. The the American Southwest does a big loop through Colorado, Arizona, and Utah, and the Wonders of the West kind of goes out towards California, and it goes into Joshua National Park and up to Death Valley. But either one of those loops are awesome standalone rides, and you can also connect them because they start and end within days of each other. So we've had riders just stay an extra day in Vegas and start another ride. This is out of Moab. We have a couple rest days there during the um, American Southwest Adventure, and it's just epic country out there. If anyone has ridden through there, you just jaw dropping. This is Death Valley National Park. If you ever wanted to ride underneath, below the sea level, here's your chance. Let's go to Portugal. You got your passport? No, that's okay. Here we are, riding through Portugal. We do an explorer from tip to tail there. You basically ride all the best roads of that country. Here's the tallest mountain range in Portugal, and this is what it looks like. Fun stuff. Portugal has great food. It has uh, they're really hospitable there. Great hotels. We pick out top hotels for that one. And it's great for couples also. It's great. Okay, and then we do Japan. Actually, we do a lot of Japan. We offer 4 different itineraries there, and we're actually going to offer one from the very northern point to the very southern point. It's a one-time only trip. I will be leading it, and that will be September 6th of the year 2026, and it's a 40-day ride all the way down. But we offer other ones that are like 12 days of riding, 11 days of riding, and it's just a wonderful country. I know it's very popular now, and I'm sure you have friends that have gone there, and we really want you to go there. One way or another, you should check this country out. It's absolutely fascinating. It's beautiful. It's rugged. The food is excellent, and the roads are unbelievable. And we offer one during the cherry blossom season, which is of the main 4 islands. We run that every year. It fills up every year. We'd love to have you. We just have some spaces available for our second opening for 2026. The island of Shikoku is wonderful. This is a shot from there. And then it's just, this is a culture that hasn't really changed all that much, and it's unique and standalone and inviting. We also offer a Shikoku Explorer, which we stay 2 nights at each place, so you can ride a loop and then come back or do something else. And it's nice and casual and great roads and great scenery. If you like to ride along the coast all day, I'll show you a road there. It's really neat. We run the Shikoku one in May. The cherry blossom happens at the end of March through April, and you get to see roads like this on Shikoku. Uh, Boy, that one's my favorite. It really is nice. Stuff like that. And then we offer one at the beginning of June on the North Island of Japan, Hokkaido. And I lived on Hokkaido for 2 years. Great roads, less people, less infrastructure, hot springs every night. And that goes for all of the tours there. You get natural hot springs and just amazing food. And then just roads that you just would never see. The construction there is just they know how to mix concrete. Okay, we're jumping over to Ecuador. You want to see the whole world in 10 days or 11 days of riding. Ecuador's your place. It's got every climate that you can imagine. It's got active volcanoes. It's got the Amazon basin. It's got the Pacific coast. We run this one generally in November, and it is a lovely way to introduce yourself to Latin America or South America. And if you like sunsets over the Pacific, we know a place. Oh, and you can have your own butterfly collection there too. Moving on to Peru. This one is the best road riding I've ever experienced in my life. It has incredible roads with lots of elevation changes, really well constructed roads with little or no traffic. We have a Machu Picchu day included in the package, and you get to see roads like this. And literally, you're climbing and you're seeing Inca and pre-Inca ruins as you're climbing. So it's sensational on many levels. Look at that rock work that you'll go by in Cusco. We have 2 night stay there. It Peru is a lot of superlatives. Highly recommended if you really like uh, riding curves and elevation changes and a little bit of culture change. You're gonna love Peru. And then I just got back from India. We offer an Indian trip. It's the Touch the Sky Adventure. It goes up the Spiti River Valley, which is billed as the most treacherous road in the world. It is epic. If you really like adventure and you like to challenge yourself, uh, you should consider this one. It is not easy, but it is an accomplishment. It goes to Umling La, which is the highest motorable pass in the world. So not only do you do the most treacherous road in the world, you go up to the highest at 19,000 feet, the highest motorable pass in the world. India. Oh, take a minute and think about Patagonia. We offer 2 Patagonia trips, one northern Patagonia and one southern. This is the northern one. This is crossing the Lake Pirihueco on the northern Patagonia trip. This one is more bang for buck in terms of scenery. It's got dirt roads too, but it's just more of a watered down adventure in that you get more elegance and more diversity. It's very lovely. You've got the you got the Andes and the monkey puzzle trees and large lakes that's through the lake district of both Argentina and Chile. And then we have Patagonia, the end of the world, end of the earth is what we're calling it. And you go down Route 40 and also the Carretera Austral in Chile. And this is wonderful, but it's challenging. And you need to like challenges. You need to know how to ride dirt, and it will deliver. And you can send a postcard from the most southern uh, post office in South America. Let's move on to Mongolia real quick. We have one that follows in the footsteps of Genghis Khan and then goes all the way out west to an eagle hunters festival. This one starts a little on the paved side and then it ends with off road. So bring your off road, your dirt wings. We stay in Gares for many of the nights, and it gets really remote out there. We have a really good crew out there, and you can literally get in a little early at the hotel and then just pick a direction and go. It is unbelievably open, and it's stuck in time too. One of my favorite trips I've ever done, and this Eagle Hunters Festival is really unique. And you get to do stuff like this. Let's move on to Brazil. I lived in Brazil when I was a Rotary Exchange student back when I was just 16 years old, and I always want to go back. We've developed an explorer tour there. It's called the Surf and Turf. And what I did was I stitched together these UNESCO World Heritage Site cities. This is Ouro Preto, and all of these they're stuck in like 1702 and 1650. These old gold mining towns are on the Camino Real, and they go from the interior to the coast, and we follow more or less that road. And we stay in these old colonial towns of Ouro Preto, Tiradentes, and also Paraty. And if you look up, you think you're in Italy. It is just old architecture. Ouro Preto was the richest town in the world for a while, the largest gold deposits. And you get into the interior, you've got these flowing roads that are always changing in elevation with curves. It's wonderful. The food is great. The hospitality is awesome. We stay away from the larger cities and we stay on back roads. That's just our mantra for all of our tours. This is Tiradentes, and you look around and it's nice, it's elegant, it's old. And then in Parachi, we have a day where we can rent a boat and go out and just really suffer out there by floating around and going to a dockside fresh fish lunch, etc. And we ended on Ilha Bella, where it's one of the few places where you can see the sunset over the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, and then just Morocco. You still got your passport open? We are offering a Morocco trip, which is awesome. It's 13 days of riding, and it starts in Marrakesh, it goes out to the Pacific Ocean, and then it comes back to the Mediterranean. You do not lose any days of riding. You start riding right away, and you get to see a lot of this culture, this old culture. The roads are great. There is a definition of civilization that's been there, linked to water and trade forever, and you get to feel it and be in it. And we do stay at nice places as well. And then no travel would be complete without New Zealand. So we're offering the Southern Island. It's an explorer style trip. It's got 2 night stays throughout the trip where you can do loops. You can go to Milford Sound. There's really good farm roads. The Anybody that's been to New Zealand, I really don't have to talk too much about it. It's just very diverse, great riding, great people, really, really beautiful. Nothing wrong with New Zealand. When we run this one in February, and then we're bringing online the Manx. This is the Isle of Man, but this one's in August. This is more of a smaller venue than the TT. It's not crowded as much. It's got more local feel. There's more vintage undercurrent to it. They are racing, and you get to ride the course. You get to see the vintage collections. This one, you should put your eye on it. You can get in and out of places without being elbowed to death. You can go and walk back into the pits and talk to the racers. They're still catching air off of Bola Bridge. It's an incredible, people that have gone to the TT just stop going there and go to the Minx. So if you ever have a chance, if you have something in August and you really like motorcycles and the history of motorcycles, and you like old motorcycles, you're going to be in your element. And this one, the Manx, look it up. We're going to start running this, and we'd love to have you. Okay, so we're winding down. So I added this last night just for fun, but this section is called "What Do You See and Who Do You Meet on a MotoQuest uh, adventure?" And that one is a good example of Chief. For those who know Chief, Yeah, that's pretty much a definition of that. Ronald, he was in there. That's one of our guys, Jim Cole. Um, three furry buddies out of nowhere. Why not? This is in India. This face is of the ages. I love this photo from Ecuador. There's a photo bomb there of a human with some horses in the background on Hokkaido. We basically went through the horse racing country there, the Kentucky of Japan. And I mean, this little girl in Peru just wouldn't have it. And then, yeah, yeah. And what have you been up to? I love this one of Lee. This is the most northern point of Japan. And we were just standing there, and these two women that were dressed up as pandas rode up on their motorcycles, and here we are. And then this is the Scarecrow village on Shikoku. And can you see the human in there? Nagoro. And this one's in Hokkaido. Be careful what you do around devils. And I like this picture from Brazil, something that was stuck to a wall outside of our lodge. And this is the check-in in Akahane in Hokkaido. And then we met a local along the Lewis and Clark Trail. And that one on the right's Chie, our wingman and go-to in Japan. And don't break your heart while you're out there. And I'm not sure which one has each other's beard uh, in a better grip, but that's Chief and Santa. Yep. So we have a lot to offer. Baja is really great. The world is at your fingertips. We have a chance to go see it. We invite you to join us. And the real question is, where to next? And I will end on this one because it just seems convenient. So if you got any questions, please hit us up. We're happy to answer them. This is me and Rick Vegas, as we load up to go to Vegas to do the American Southwest. We invite you to join us on any of our trips. Uh, we look forward to seeing you and sharing the road with you. And I hope I get a chance personally to see you. I know Dax and Brendan feel the same.
Awesome, man. Got a couple of questions here that piled up in the chat while we were going through that there. John D asked, will there be a link to this recorded presentation to share with others? I can answer that one. Yes, we have recorded this. As soon as the recording is available, we will upload it to our YouTube channel, and we will send out a link with the recording there. So yeah, absolutely, you'll be able to share this with others. A couple of questions for you here, Phil. Jeffrey K was asking, and I think this was a while back in regards to Baja, but I think this is actually just a good question for any of the tours that we offer, whether it's in Baja or any of the other locations that you mentioned. How much cash should someone bring for a tour? If you had to break it down, you want $50 cash per day, $100 cash a day. What's a reasonable amount to bring with you?
We're telling people about $100 to $150, depending if you're a drinker and the destination. Some of our packages include everything like Japan and India and Mongolia. You just have to throw in for alcohol if you're an alcohol drinker. But most part, you just want to be able to cover your gas and your lunch and your dinner. Uh, we used to do all of our packages all inclusive, but we find that depending on the destination and the logistics, that part of travel is the ability to choose your own adventure when you get to the menu. So you want to bring enough money to cover that. Most of the places that we travel, the credit card works really well, and we send out an information doc to everybody that comes on our trips about that particular destination and how much cash you should have. And we also follow up, and I know this is unique in our industry. Our guide or someone from our staff will call you personally before the trip starts to make sure that all of your questions are answered, and we will answer that one as well.
Fantastic. Got another question here, Phil. What other trips are you guiding in 2026?
2026. I'll be doing the Best of Alaska trip. Well, actually, I'll be doing the Shikoku trip in May. That one is my favorite, and it's just got just the best history and topography and roads and food that I've ever seen. It's kind of removed from the mainland Japan in that it's so rugged and remote. I will do the Hokkaido one in the start of June, and then in the start of July, the Best of Alaska. And if you want to do Alaska, I'd love to share the road with you. And then September comes around. I talked about in 2026, we're going to do a one-time only tip to tail Japan trip, and this is a once in a lifetime. It's based on an explorer style menu, so it's 2 nights and then 3 days of point to point travel, and then 2 nights. So you can do side activities on those free days, or you can go riding. It's more of just an odyssey to see the entire country from tip to tail. And I'm really excited. We have a confirmed group already, and I'd love to invite you if you really want to see Japan. You're going to be able to see all of it. And then when we get into the fall, I'm going to do the Brazil Surf and Turf Explorer, and that will be. We changed the dates to November. It's a little bit before the rainy season, and I modified it a little bit more to get out of the metropolis of Sao Paulo and into the countryside. And it's a wonderful trip, and it's arguable that it's more of a vacation than a motorcycle ride. Some of the days are a little longer, but some of them are shorter, and you just get to smell the roses, and you have two night stays several times throughout the trip, so you can go and explore maybe a waterfall or do a day ride or something like that. That's the schedule.
Awesome. Okay. And then one last question here. This is the last one, actually, more of a suggestion than a question. Karen W. Good suggestion here. Why don't you go and plug the open house that we're going to be doing, just in case we have any native Alaskans in the presentation?
Karen, I'm going to be nice to you. You're sweet for reminding me, and I'm looking forward to seeing those moose nuggets when you bring them to the open house. You're right. We're having an open house in 2 days. It'll be December 18th at 7 p.m. at our new location because we're really excited to have it. We're going to have Mexican food, margaritas, cervezas, and other drinks for those who do not imbibe. We're going to have a pinata, and we're going to, if you win a ticket to hit that thing, it's going to be dodgy and fun. And it does land on the Thursday night football, which is kind of a big deal to some people. And we're going to have that playing all the way through to the end. And then we'll go right into a Baja presentation. And you can come check out our digs there. And I invite you. I hope you can make it. You can buy your tickets now. You can register online or RSVP. That helps us to get ready to host you. But thank you, Karen, for the reminder. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple days.
Awesome. And that's all we got for questions. So thank you, everybody, for attending. Really appreciate you guys showing up for these webinars. This is something that we're really excited about doing, and we hope to do more of them in the future. We already have a webinar scheduled for early next year that we're going to be doing on Japan, and there's going to be more to come in the future. So as we mentioned, there is going to be a recording of this that we will put on our YouTube channel. We will send that link out to all of you if you want to share that with some friends, or you just wanted to go back and review some of the information we covered here. That will be a resource for you going into the future. And I would also ask you guys that if you have any feedback for us, please, anything that you liked, anything you didn't like, anything you think that we could do better. This is a format that we are new to, and it's something we're excited about, but we're still, kind of figuring it out and trimming off some of the rough edges. So any feedback you guys have for us, it would be much appreciated. And we'll see you next time. You got anything else, Phil? Brendan?
Thank you, guys. Baja is a wonderful destination, but they all are. We hope to see you out there on the road. Thank you so much for attending.
Perfect. Thanks, you guys.